Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. Let's get started with some more games. I notice Trump is playing now. I believe he's not streaming. He was streaming earlier, but then, let's just take... Oh, it would... I don't have to look in my browser. It would tell me... Isn't there a thing that should show up somewhere showing me, like, top live streams or something? Did I close that menu somehow? There. Top live streams. Yeah, Trump is not streaming now. Anyway, very exciting. Who are we up against? Sivat. I believe I've played this person. I know I've played this person at least once. I don't remember more than once, or whether I won. So what's going on here? Odin and Zamora, both like... They seem kind of like competing strategies. I feel like red should beat Zamora because like there's Blood Rager to punish their walls, but Odin should beat red. You know, punishing their walls is not enough when they've got all this breach pressure. Although, you know, Blood Pacts, right? Maybe Blood Rager plus Blood Pact is enough to give Odin some trouble. I expect a player 1 Odin rush here, like, because that at least gives player 2 something to worry about. No. Neither third NG, nor cutting a drone to, like, get a conduit for Zamora. So, it's sort of up to me what direction to go, huh? That's interesting. I mean, I could comfortably get first Zamora here, but I think that sort of has trouble with Odin as well. Odin just puts on so much pressure. And if I pick up green, he can sort of comfortably get it. I kind of just want to go red and like get Blood Pacts and Blood Ragers. But is it worth stopping off for some green first? Like get Endotherm Kit? Probably not, right? ISOs are okay, but probably not that great if you're getting a Blood Rager. So I kind of want to do this. Just like build some Tarsiers and some Blood Pacts. Well, Blood Pacts eventually, but hopefully not anytime soon. Maybe he's going blue to get Manticores as like his extra economy, and then that seems hard to do. I think I'm just going to play Tarsiers and Blood Ragers and maybe pick up something else if the opportunity ever presents itself. I'm interested to see what he does here. Green seems best? Okay. Green, red. I'm not sure, like, I guess the idea is to threaten Endotherm Kit, but that takes a long time, doesn't it? Hope so. So I expect him to get a Rhino here to like block something, but even if he does, like Blood Rage is not that amazing against Rhino, and like when it would kill 2 NGs, it's not that great to build a Blood Rager instead. I guess maybe the presence of Blood Pact means that this is a little bit better because he can more easily defend long enough for the Endotherm Kit to come in. I don't know. Is he going to click this Rhino? Maybe. I think this NG might be a little bit too cautious. I guess what kind of looks like he's setting up to do is click Rhino, build Blood Rager or Rhino. Against that, I don't want to build an Engineer. It's sort of wasted early defense. A drone is better. Or floating the money to try to get green or something, or blue maybe. Yeah, maybe actually just float the money. And if he actually attacks with all this, is that so bad? What's he doing with his green anyway? If he attacks with all this, it's sort of uncomfortable. I think I'll build an Engineer. I think the Blood Rager is wrong for him, and therefore I should act like he's not going to do it. Okay, so he's just getting the green for, like, force fields, which is fine, I guess. What? No. Holding the drone is an error. Yeah. Okay, so he's not buying the Blood Rager. Fine. I'm glad I built the NG. I think he made the right decision. This seems like an okay turn for him. Bloodbath. Blast Forge. Walls are pretty good. And like if I can ever get a cauterizer or something, that's also pretty good. That is so greedy. I don't think he can survive long enough for this to be good. What a waste. I don't, wow, okay. I'm glad this is happening because I don't think it's very good for him. Hang on, do I need this Blood Pact? He's losing at least 2 attack, so no is the answer, I guess. I should just build an NG. There's no way he can attack for more than 5. I could float the gold. Is there some reason to do that? Because I will have the Rhino around, but I'd like granularity, I think. Building a cauterizer next turn seems decent. Alright, that's an alright Blood Rager, actually. I should have thought about that. But if I just, like, I don't know, build some cauterizers, I feel like they'll be there in time that I'll have so many engineers that his freeze is not that scary. And he's only attacking for, like, 5. Yeah, now he's doing all this but not absorbing. I think he should hold the Rhino if he wants to do this. I guess we build another NG to protect against these freeze guys. Oh, also, are we losing... How many engineers are we losing? Just 1? So the cauterizer's fire still. Cool. Yeah, I think the endotherm kit is just the wrong idea here. It's too slow. Because you have to build up a bunch of green and then wait a bunch of turns, and you've invested $5 in doing nothing in the meantime. I feel kind of silly that I basically just like went base set only plus one Blood Pact. No, I got Cauterized eventually, and those were good. But most of what I did was just like a pretty normal player 2 Red Rush, where you just like build Tarsiers and Rhinos. It's a bit stronger because Blood Rager is in the set, preventing him from going blue profitably early. But mostly the idea was just to play Tarsiers, right? And he was slower to get his red, and additionally got fewer drones because he wanted green for that Endotherm kit, which didn't really work out for him. Yeah. I should have, by the way, on this turn, when I was thinking about that he kind of wants to build Blood Rager Rhino, I should have realized that that would be all of his money, and I'm threatening to breach his defenses. I thought Blood Rager was a bad idea for other reasons, but this is like an even more pressing reason where I should say, no, there's no way my opponent's getting Blood Rager this turn. Like, he'd have to hold... Yeah, he just can't do it. Unless he wants to get breached, which is, like, obviously no good. So he built something more reasonable. Why did I get a Blood Pact here? I guess because otherwise I'm not defending. That's a good reason. And it let me get out a Blast Forge, which is good. Well, I wasted red into the next turn. Right? Yeah. I was like $1 short. Was there some place I could have saved another $1 somehow? Not really. Maybe I could have gotten one extra drone at some point? Like, what about here? Instead of NG, what if I got a drone? I'd have one less defense this turn. But that's fine. And then the next turn, if I want to, I can hold back the drone and still have an extra $1 compared to what I did have here. I could have replaced this engineer with a Tarsier. Now, is Tarsier really what I want to buy this turn? If I'm not building an engineer, it sure would lead to a lot more Blood Pacts, I think. So, but that's an interesting thought, is that, like, this NG I built maybe should have been a drone. My opponent's not really attacking for that much, but, like, I don't know. Isn't he, though? Okay, well, let's move on. What's Trump up to? He's up here. Tia is finished, and we're substantially up in attack. But the opponent has much more defense because of blue. But he also has Nevo charges? I don't know. It feels to me like Trump's winning this one. Should have held back a Rhino, by the way. The attack didn't do anything. Freeze Tia? What is this Nevo charge doing? It's not doing anything. Yeah, no, I think Trump's got this one locked up. 8 attack instead of, like, basically 3, and... you know, I guess behind in drones. Well, maybe it's not so over for his opponent as I implied. Aiga. Now there's a strong player. I think in the top 50. So, some kind of rush is the answer here. Everything here is screaming offense. But I don't know what the best approach is. I'll tell you what, I'll start with 2 drones. Teslas and Vors kind of work together. right? Because Tesla makes you want to build engineers, and Electivore means their energy doesn't go to waste. But it's sort of hard to get enough money to spend all of that tech. Like, right, you really want to build both of these. You're not going to have enough drones for that, because if you do, your opponent will rush you down with something more serious. I'd much rather be player 2 here, I think. The Electivore rush is just, like, brutal, isn't it? When they have access to blood packs as well. What if I just get an Animus right now? And, like, just try to rush Electivores. Maybe a Gaussite as well? Force fields are pretty good. Although Blood Pact is probably fine. Yeah, I think if I let him build a turn 2 Animus, I'm just going to be so far behind. I don't have anything that compelling. We're gonna go with this. Should any of these be Tarsiers? Probably not. Alright, there's the 3 units I'm ever going to use, I suspect. Yeah, I agree. Electivore is better here. My Electivore is so much cuter, though. I think that's how we'll win. Just build cuter units. I'm gonna have trouble actually even firing these Electivores next turn. He threatens to attack for 2, and he's probably gonna do it. Whereas what I want to build is like Rhino, Tarsier, and then like I can't build an Engie, so I could build a Blood Pact, but that seems a bit extreme. Although maybe it's right. It'll keep my Electivores firing for quite a bit longer than if I don't do it. Right, Blood Pact is honestly like an attacker for me right now. Because otherwise I have to lose an Electivore. Lose the attack value from an Electivore. So I think that this is a good idea. So maybe the earliest Blood Pact I've ever seen in my life, but it does have something going for it. Interesting. Why is green so important to you? You're just going to use it for force fields, right? Like, I don't see you buying anything else with this few drones. Tarsier. What a greedy play. I mean, even greedier, I guess, would be an Electivore, which basically demands that he attack with everything to shut off to shut off a single Electivore, right? Oh no, because yeah. I don't have enough engineers even if he doesn't attack with anything, so that's just silly, right? Yes, the answer to that is yes. Okay. I could build like Drone Engie instead of Tarsier, but I think this is better. I wonder if he's gonna click this or just like use it for force fields. Probably click it, right? But I have access to blood pack to withstand assaults like that. I think my game plan has to be to keep so much pressure on him that he can't attack with everything. Because that's letting me keep more Electrovores up. So we do that. And we have to replace an engineer. And now I think I can try something greedy like this. In order... Hang on, this is bad. Yes, it's obviously bad. Let's build a Rhino. I'm not absorbing if I do that. This way, he absolutely cannot shut off all my engineers. Or any engineers, rather. And I'm absorbing, and this threatens attack, whereas a Vor really would not. I was thinking of exploiting the fact that he doesn't want to attack with his Grimbotch, but missing absorb is worse than that, so... Soon, this Rhino will be available as my absorber. I won't have to keep building new Rhinos to absorb. Vision turret, huh? I guess that's just like an attacker. Okay, yeah, so that's basically like a better Electrovore for him, right? It doesn't require energy to attack. It dies in like 5 turns, but the game is not over, but likely to be decided by that time. Okay, so I think we're building more blood packs. This lets us keep all the engineers alive. So I can do this, right? Next turn I'll be blocking with a Grimbotch, so I have plenty of defense to keep the Electrovores all firing. It's nice to see that one blood pack doesn't actually defend for him. I mean, in order to take the breach, I'd have to accept his gambit, I'd have to attack with my Grimbotch, but I think that's worthwhile if he offers it. Fine. If he's going to force field, then he's not offering me the gambit, and it's better for me to hold back the Grimbotch. I don't like all these vision turrets. That is to say, it makes me sad as his opponent. Not, I think he's making a mistake by building them. Which is a thing I also sometimes say. Yeah, he's still fully defended. Even if I attack with this, he can fire all his Electrovores, so we're not going to. But I don't need to do much to stay attacking, right? I can squeeze in a Tarsier here. What if instead of Blood Pact I built a Rhino? Can't afford that, so probably not then, huh? Okay, well, what if I just built, like... Actually, I don't know. I can't, like, build an engineer and spend all my red, so the way to keep the engineers firing has to be, like, Blood Pact. At which point, the question of Rhino or Tarsier is an interesting one. I think I'm going to try Tarsier. But maybe it should be Rhino. Like, is it going to put on enough pressure that it's useful? No, I think we'll just try for something a bit greedier, get in a little more attack. I'm worried about all these dying rhinos I have. Like, once they run out, I'm gonna need a lot more defense, aren't I? I don't know, I guess my opponent's giving me Grimbotches regularly, so there's that. If you Blood Pact here, I guess you still keep all the Electivores on, right? So that's what you should do. He finally gets to click that first Rhino he bought. But only if he buys a Blood Pact now. Seems good. Yeah. Interesting. Isn't Blood Pact better than 2 engineers generally? Even if you don't need the promptness, I think it is, but maybe I'm wrong. Am I building an engineer here? Is that good? It seems alright. I'm gonna need some defense next turn. We're starting to run out of rhinos and he didn't give me another Grimbotch. So I guess. Now you have to Blood Pact, right? You have to. You can't let me turn off those Electivores. That's an interesting sort of semi-gambit, right? But I think I should accept. Okay, I guess, yeah, you can do that. You can keep building 2 engineers instead of Blood Pacting. You're right. I forgot about that. He's floating his red, but if he thinks that 2 engineers are better than Blood Pact, he should be okay with that. I guess it's helping him keep his Blood Pact supply is another nice advantage of this for him. Yeah, so this is sort of an issue, isn't it? I need to replace an engineer here. Well, I guess I should build a Rhino, right? Instead of a Tarsier, and then I don't need to replace the engineer because I can sack this guy, and I'll still have 3 NGs left. Yeah. I'm surprised, actually, that he didn't click the Symbiote last turn. That would have put a lot of pressure on me. And he doesn't seem to be using the green for anything. I don't think he really wants to save it for force fields. I definitely feel like I'm losing here. But there's still seems to be room for my opponent to make enough mistakes that I could win. I guess he's making an interesting point here, which is that, like, I'm not making progress. He can just do this every turn. Rhino NG, and I don't seem to be killing anything. That's an interesting point. Right? With his Grimbosh dying, that's 2. The 2 NGs that I'm killing is 4. Rhino is 6, and absorbing on a Rhino is 7. So I've actually, like... I'm not making progress. I'm losing units and not killing anything. I see. Well, that's a fair point. I guess I just lose, right? I mean, his vision turret's dying eventually, but... I mean, I can't even defend this turn. Like, I realized that I was making backwards progress, and now, like, I'm actually being reached, but even if I weren't, I think it would be about time to resign, so... Obviously, I could defend myself here by holding back an attacker or something, but I was just, like, dead anyway, so... I don't know, like, I never quite know when a turn to Animus is right. It never puts you in a great position to build a turn to Animus as player 1. It's not something you want to do, but in a set that is clearly going to be player 2 turn to Animus, you have to decide, like, are you going to be better off trying to undercut them and be even rushier, or trying to survive the rush? Here, there's really not much here to let you survive the rush that I can see. A turn 3 Animus with, like, yeah, I'd have 12 drones, great. But he'll be so far ahead in attack. And have nearly as many drones. So, I don't know. I think I was right to try to put on all this pressure, and my opponent did well to recognize that he was just sort of stable with this Rhino NG train and the Grimbotches I was giving him, and not upset the apple cart by doing anything weird. So I'm not sure what I was supposed to do as player 1. Like, there must have been something better, but I'm not sure what it was. Alright, well, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.